Hello, everybody. A couple of months ago, our town had town-wide garage sales, and there were several things I was looking for, most of which I didn't find. And this was something that I didn't expect to find, but I needed to buy this year. Was one of these little chainsaw pole pruners for a string trimmer. You get a little chainsaw and a little extension. And so I saw this one at a garage sale, and it was priced for a fraction of what just the chainsaw would go for. And it had the power head with it. So I figured, well, the price, I can't beat the price just for the saw. And if the power head runs, that's a nice bonus. So I figured, I'd ask him, hey, does this thing run? And lady told me, she goes, yep, it's been started several times already today. And yet nobody bought it. Okay. So I asked her, well, would you mind if I start it? She said, go ahead. So I pulled on it more than I thought I should have. I got it to fire up. It didn't run well. It seemed like it was pretty underpowered. But, you know, I've had a few of these string trimmers over the years. I've got a few of them now too. And I know they are really sensitive to old gas. So if you've got old gas in one of these, they're not going to run well. And not only that, typical homeowner grade 2 cycle equipment, people run ethanol gas in them. They leave them in their garage over the winter, and the ethanol just eats up the metering diaphragms and the carb, and now you got fuel issues and they don't want to run. So I figured, you know what, that's probably what we're looking at here. No big deal. Worst case scenario, I throw a $15 carburetor on it and I've got an extra power head. Best case scenario, I put fresh gas in it and we're in good shape. So gave the lady her money, brought it home. Figured first thing I'm going to do is dump this old gas out, put some fresh fuel in it. I dumped out the gas, and the gas was suspiciously clear, which, if you know anything about two-stroke engines, they should never have clear gas in them. If you mix your own oil and gas, the gas is going to be the color of whatever oil you use. Like if you use steel two-stroke oil, it's going to be bluish tint. If you buy premix fuel, it's going to be red, it's going to be green, it's going to be some color that distinguishes it from straight gas. And that's what this engine had in it, was straight gas. So it's basically like draining all the oil out of your car and then starting the engine. There's nothing lubricating it. And it doesn't take long to eat one of these engines up when you do that. But, the thing ran. So I figured, okay, maybe somebody just put straight gas in it this morning. It hasn't been run enough to eat it up. We'll just see how it goes. So I put some fresh two-stroke in it, grabbed my sidewalk edger attachment. I went down to the church, figured I got to edge the sidewalks anyway. Um, got to church, got it to fire up. Again, little underpowered. It was taking a long time to get that cutter up to speed. And I edged about 40, 50 feet of sidewalk, took my finger off the throttle, and the engine died like I hit the kill switch. Okay, that's not good, but maybe the carburetor just needs to be adjusted. So I got it fired back up. It wasn't easy, but it did eventually fire. And I got about 30 more feet of sidewalk. I took my finger off the trigger to switch hands. Engine just dies right off. And I couldn't get it to restart. So I figured, you know what? I got too much work to do already. I got grass to cut. I got other things I got to do. Just put it in the back of the truck. Figured I'll deal with it when I get home. Probably just a carburetor issue. And so I got home. And the first thing I noticed when I went to tinker with it is there is not much compression with this engine. Two-stroke engines should have a minimum of 100 psi of compression, up to like 150 plus. They need high compression to run, and this just, you can tell this doesn't look like it has much. General rule, like with chainsaws and things like that, is you should be able to grab the recoil starter and pick it up off the table without it dropping down on the string. Exceptions being like easy start units, things with a lot of like compression relief in them. But you can tell this isn't even moving. So I'm thinking, it's inside of the engine's probably burned up from being straight gassed. So that's what we're going to do here is we're going to, first thing I want to do is compression test it and see what the compression actually looks like, and then I'll decide what to do from there. Okay, we've got two of these sitting on the table now. We've got the suspect one that we know has been straight gassed, and we've got another one that just want to use for comparison's sake. This one's labeled a Troy Bilt. This is labeled Remington, but they're the same engine. They're the same thing. So let's test the compression on the one that's been straight gassed first. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out our spark plug. That actually doesn't look too bad. And we're going to screw in the adapter for our compression tester. And hook the compression tester up. Make sure she's at 0. And then we're going to pull this several times until the needle stops coming up. And we are sitting at 100 psi, which honestly is the absolute bare minimum for a two-stroke engine. Not really good. So let's compare this now with the other unit. Let's do a compression test on this and see if there's a difference between the two. Hook our compression tester up. Make sure our needle is at 0. And same thing, I pulled this fast 10 times. We'll do this one 10 as well until the needle stops moving. And we are at about 127 psi. So pretty significant difference between these two. Generally speaking, 100 is kind of the minimum that these things need to start. And if I pull this super fast, it'll start to pop off, but it just won't run. So 100, 127, definitely a problem with this. Now I have, like I said, I've got a few of these already. So what I'm going to do on this video now, to kind of determine that, it's pretty fried, is I'm going to take it apart, going to save some parts off of it, and let's see exactly what the inside of this engine looks like. After all of that, we finally get to see what the inside of this engine looks like. So this is the intake side where the carburetor goes, and this is the exhaust side where the muffler goes. Now the exhaust side always gets a lot hotter on these engines, so when they burn up, it's usually going to show up here first, unless you've just really absolutely destroyed one of these things, then you're going to see it on the intake side too. That's why it's sometimes a good idea if you're looking to buy, especially a used chainsaw, where you can really easily take the muffler off. If the seller is nice enough to let you do that, take the muffler off. You can look right into this port and see what the piston and the cylinder looks like. And you can see if that thing's burned up. Of course, if it feels like it's got really good compression, you probably don't have that issue. So anyway, let's see what the inside looks like. If I can even get this apart. Oh, well, that just came off, so that's convenient. All right, I can disregard that. Okay, there's our little piston. Look at all the scoring on that piston. You see all those vertical lines? That is classic straight gassed. So look at the intake side. You see that actually looks good. So if all I did was pull the carburetor off and take a look, I'd say, oh, that piston looks fine. But come around to the exhaust side and look at all that scoring. That's why we have low compression. The rings are scored, the piston's scored. I'll guarantee you the inside of that cylinder is scored. I don't know if you can even see it. Probably can't. But yeah, I can feel the scoring on that piston. So no doubt that is exactly what happened. This was straight gas just long enough, run without oil in the gas, and it scored up the piston, killed the compression, killed the engine. So that is why you do not run a two-stroke without the proper gas in it. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope it was somewhat informative. I know I had fun. This is the first time I've taken one of these apart, and in case you couldn't tell, I struggled quite a bit with the clutch on it. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on another episode.